What is up, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of the 100 Line Last Defense Academy. In the last episode, fish, and even more fish, and nothing but fish. It's Gaku's fault. It's Tarumi's fault. It's Gaku. No, fish. I can't get through this game without my fish. So that's what happened in the last episode. We had a whole bunch of fish stuff. Literally this entire route was a comedy route, which it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty funny. But it did drag a lot. I'm not gonna lie about that. But in the last episode, we did get the ending 83. No, that's wrong. So that was pretty cool. So in this episode, we're gonna go ahead and go to the other decision. And when we say nope, we haven't figured nothing out, see what this ending is. And then once we're done with that, I was thinking about hopping back down to these decisions, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to take a break from this killing Eito route, because if it drags on again, I can't do that again. I cannot do that again, at least not now. So we're going to go ahead and do this one, get this one at least, and then we'll hop back down to the original route and then start going from the end to the beginning and start on those decisions. So I think that's the best way to go about this, rather than trying to find out which one I want to do each after I finish each ending. So I thought that would be smart. So we're going to be doing that in this episode. We're going to be doing this, and then starting from the ending to the end of the ending one route. So the last second scenario. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on to the decision once again and see what this leads us to when we just say nope, I don't know crap about this fish fiasco. Because Takumi was crashing out in the last episode. He was just like, what the hell's going on? You know, one of the things about this route is that one of the things that bugged me the most was that, like, we had a lot of stuff happen at the beginning. We had that power drill dude that popped up out of nowhere, and then that seemingly he was just forgotten about after we picked the dodge him. So I think that was probably a bad choice on my part, and it just led to the whole dragging out of this entire 100 days. And then we also had that decision. What wasn't a decision? It was just something happened with Takumi with Eito, and then we got a book from that we hung out with the Dotami. We found a book in the library about something about killing some more, something along the lines of that. So all of that just kind of disappeared. I was like, what the heck are we doing, man? So that's kind of what got me turned off on this route. But it was still rather funny. I'm not gonna lie, it was still pretty funny, but it did drag a lot. But we did get a lot of bond ups, so that was pretty good. Anyways, without further ado, have you figured out the truth? Nope, I don't know crap. Now, I brought down the gamma again on the game to see if it makes the game look better, like less bright. But I'm still adjusting the settings. I don't know which one to go with, honestly, but we'll figure it out. Day 100. Shasha. At last, day 100. I found myself on the beach, lost in thought. Why was I here? How did I get here? I couldn't remember. I just suddenly found myself here with my mackerel head back on.
There's no way for us to know the truth.
Never know the truth. We live the rest of our lives with fish heads. I'm sure it was my mackerel homing instinct that brought me here. Maybe I want to return to sea as my true self.
This is where I was always meant to be.
As always meant to be, a damn fish swimming in the ocean, to be caught by fishermen to eat me. Nothing but fish. The only answer to my mutterings were the soft sounds of the lapping waves.
Mother Ocean, I'm home.
I'm freaking home, baby. Take me away.
Home where I can swim. My mind liberated.
Please, take me away, Mother
where
Ocean.
I can live free, without constantly having to react to ridiculous developments.
Everyone will surely join me later. Fish belong in the sea, after all. Then we'll live together in the ocean. as mermen and mermaids. That's right, we managed to survive, and that's all that matters. Yes, fish. What a beautiful, joyous ending. If becoming a fish is what it takes, then it was all worth it. I have no regrets, so long as we're alive. Live in fishy peace. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Alright, well, that was fun. Oh my gosh. Comedy route, Mother Ocean. Hell yeah. Oh my goodness, man. That's wild. That gives us 7 endings. We got 97 more to go. Or excuse me, 93 more to go. Oh my gosh, man. I'm sure this would have been. This is a pretty interesting route. I mean, I don't know where this is going to lead us. Or not this one. I feel like forwarding the message won't really do much, but I guess we'll find out eventually. This one, I guess our heads are just going to turn to meat. I guess I don't know, man. The one I'm interested the most in is this one right here. If we kick the attackers, does anything really change if we do that? But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop back down to the second scenario and start on these decisions and see what we got going with these other routes. It's been a minute since we've been on the second scenario, so let's go ahead and we discovered the truth, but Skye is giving us the option to, or not, he's not giving us the option. He's telling us not to go after the defense room. We have a choice to defy him. We did not defy him, or we did defy him in the last second scenario. This time, F you, Skye. Get out of my face. We ain't doing nothing that you want. Nothing. Get out of my face, Skye. No, I can't. I don't want to lose anyone anymore. The battle is finally over. I want to carry on living with my friends all here. Huh? Then
Hey!
Let's do what Skye says. I can't risk your lives any further. Are you sure you won't regret this? I'm already full of regrets. That's why I want to protect what matters most. Right now, that's everyone here. I'm making this choice to protect all of you. Takumi. Hey, are you having fun talking without me? I don't know what you're jabbering on about, but I told you what happens after this, right? Once the school transitions to attack mode, you need to evacuate to the schoolyard where the escape pod will be, okay? I'll be on my way then. Thanks for the memories, folks. Skye left with a smile, and all we could do was watch him. A little after that, Nozomi showed up. Takumi, everyone. Nozomi, are you okay? Yes, I'm fine, but more importantly, your talk with Skye. Oh, you heard? Well, it's like I was saying. I've thought about it, and I don't want to lose anyone else. I feel like this is our only option. So we just followed a plan they made for us? I know it's not right, but I want all of us to finish this together. That's my decision. I see. Okay, if that's your choice, Takumi, then I'll accept it. We'll live with our guilt. I agree. We got no other choice. I don't want to die for a bunch of strangers. They'll hardly forgive us for invading their planet just because we stopped one attack. In the end, we'll just have to fight again. It'll only continue that way until we end up dead. You're right. I intend to follow the decisions made by our team leader. I always have. Seeing as we've come this far, we might as well continue living, as ugly as we might be. You're all saying what we could to reaffirm our choice, but as we were talking, suddenly Nozomi let out a pained whimper and collapsed with a thud. Nozomi! I hurried over, and I felt a burning fever emanating from her body. You're burning up! It's okay. It'll all be over soon. It's like the cryptoglobin leaving my body is flaring up one last time. When this is over, the power of the cryptoglobin will be gone. This is the end of my time with this power my mother gave me. That's how it should be. This is the real you. Immediately after that, strange music began to play through the speakers. There it is, the graduation music once again. What the heck is that? I think I know. Listen, it's the music they play for graduation ceremonies and stuff. I've never been to a graduation though. My teachers hated me, so I didn't get invited. So it started.
The most important moment of this operation will soon begin. Lost Defense Academy will now transition to attack mode.
Attack mode? What's going to happen now? Wait, be quiet. Do you hear that? It's mechanical. Something's running somewhere.
An omnidirectional attack will launch in 600 seconds. Special Defense Unit members, please evacuate to the schoolyard immediately.
Looks like it's time. Let's get to the schoolyard quick. If we stay here, we'll get caught up in the attack. Right, let's get going. Nozomi, want to go together? Here, take my hand. Yeah, thanks. Hey, can someone lend me a hand too? I can't see, so I can't move very fast. Oh, for the love of murder. If you insist, but don't you dare tell me I reek or anything like that. Am I forgetting anything? Maybe I'll stop in my room before I go. And so, following the announcement, everyone began to make their way to the schoolyard. I better get going too. So yeah, this episode's probably just gonna be full of endings. Oh, we can't walk out. Oh, we can't fast travel. So hope y'all are excited for a few more endings. That's mostly what this episode's gonna be full of. I don't think there's gonna be any battles that we have to do at all. At least not in this episode. Let's go exploring one last time. Oh. What do you mean free time? This is free time. We got plenty of time, man. Soon after I got to the schoolyard, everyone else started to show up as well. What's the deal? Nothing's happened. Thought I was supposed to go into attack mode. No, look at that. Spasa pointed to the top of the school building. It was just like I'd seen last time. Several huge missile turrets jutted out from the top of the school building.
So, that's attack mode.
Those are some crazy-ass cannons.
They're going to launch a bunch of undying flame missiles all across the planet, huh?
A weapon that can destroy all life on an entire planet. What a terrifying force.
An omnidirectional attack will launch in 400 seconds. Leading up to the omnidirectional attack, all defenses will be rerouted to the intercept system.
The intercept system. Come to think of it, I heard this last time too. We never did find out what it meant. But I guess we don't need to worry about it anymore.
Special Defense Unit members, please board the escape pod in the schoolyard immediately. Repeat.
An omnidirectional attack will launch in 390 seconds. Special Defense Unit members, please board the escape pod in the schoolyard immediately. An omnidirectional attack will launch momentarily. Please depart immediately after boarding the escape pod. Repeat. An omnidirectional attack will launch momentarily.
An omnidirectional attack will launch momentarily. Please depart immediately after boarding the escape pod.
Well, we're actually going to be going to the escape pod this time. We didn't do this in the original round at all. We didn't get the option to do it. I mean, we did get the option to do it. But from what I've been told and what I've seen, you actually can't even say no when you first get this in the first scenario. So we're actually going to be going into the escape pod this time. But I mean, the artificial satellite is destroyed, so I guess we're just going to end up landing exactly where we are right now. Oh, if I had to guess.
Repeat. An omnidirectional.
Yeah. It's going to happen any second now. We gotta hurry. I don't want to be burnt to a crisp. Yeah, we just gotta get in that thing, right? Wasn't this pod supposed to go to the artificial satellite? Well, we'd be okay even if there's no satellite anymore. Sorry. It's alright. I've reconfigured destination. Sorry? Even at the very end, you're still appearing out of nowhere? I aim to see you off and wish you bon voyage. Did you say you reconfigured our destination? No sense in sending you to the artificial satellite when it's been destroyed, right? No humanity left to meet you there, either. So you did realize that? I thought the shock of knowing they were gone broke you. I don't break. Humanity isn't gone. We still have her, Miss Nozomi Kirifuji. Huh? The will of humanity's wish is for Nozomi's survival. You're the last human left in the universe, after all. So after simulating the thoughts of all mankind, Now that they've been wiped out, they want to stake all their hopes on Nozomi. Me?
Yeah.
Yes, it is the collective will and wish of humanity to ensure the survival of Nozomi Kirifuji, the last of the human race. That is also why we must complete the mission as planned. I doubt the people of this planet would let the last human survive unscathed. It's all for her, all for humanity. So this will all be because of me now? Everybody on this planet has to die because of me? Come on, the futurians won't all be gone. We have 11 of them right here. You mean us? The mission has entered a new phase. Your survival is critical. What do you mean? I think I know what you mean. Humanity has chosen a new path. Now that Kirifuji is all done, it is impossible for the human race to continue. So she'll instead coexist with you futurians. The hope is that you will interbreed and create a new humanity. So have lots and lots of sex. Have all the babies in the world. You'll have a brand new community. A brand new humanity. That's all you gotta do. Game over. Interbreed? Of course, we'd like all of you to reproduce, not just Kirifuji. The human and future survivors will begin a new era on this planet. A new era? With just the 12 of us? Which of you will have babies together? I have some ideal pairs in my head, starting with... Cut it out, man! This ain't no time for jokes! Anyway, that's your mission now. We're going to hit the reset button on this war, and you're going to build a peaceful world, devoid of hate. We chosen few are going to purify this hideous, filthy world and build it anew. Bro, why you gotta say it like a corny villain?
Hey.
He's right though. This coordinated attack is not the end. Rather, it's the beginning of a new history, a harmonious future for a new humanity, right here on this planet. It's a high price we're going to have to pay for this harmonious future. Yeah, even if they do say that there's no creation without destruction. This is your choice, wasn't it? You wanted to live on, hand in hand with your friends. That's exactly why the will of humanity trusts you with your new mission. Sorry about that, my phone started playing for some reason. He's right. We chose this. I've already made my decision. I'm going to have to live on with everybody here, no matter what happens. If we all want that, we just have to make it work.
20 seconds until the omnidirectional attack. Commencing countdown. Special Defense Unit members, please board the escape pod in the schoolyard immediately.
Yeah.
Whoops, looks like it's almost time. Then I'll be saying goodbye for now.
Oh.
For now. Undying flames only affect living creatures, so I should be fine as long as the blast doesn't send me into space. Well, only one way to find out. See you later, if I'm still in one piece. It was then that I suddenly felt it, his presence. Aw. Looks like I'm just in time. Xion, you came! Yeah, but I don't have much power left. I really only have time to say goodbye. You owe this last bit of extra power to the lack of unnecessary disruptions. I'm sure all of you are conflicted, but I'm glad you made this choice. The one thing I want more than anything is for all of you to live on. That's my whole reason for being. Xion, it would be cruel of me to call you cruel for this choice. Because I feel that your lives are more important than the lives of strangers. I guess it's really goodbye. Everyone, thank you for everything, and farewell. You fought enough. Please live your lives happily and joyfully. Aww. And with that, Xion vanished like a flame being extinguished. Xion. Happily and joyfully. As much as I want to grant Xion's last request, it's just not gonna happen. We knew far too much to live out our future with any sense of cheer or joy. We lost far too much. And we'd slaughtered far too many. The idea of ever smiling from true joy again was like an impossible dream. No, you can do it. If you want to, that is. Huh?
60 seconds until the omnidirectional.
Yeah.
Repeat.
There we go. Alright, all aboard the space pod, or the escape pod. Where are we gonna land, though? We're just gonna land right back where we were at. No, we're not. No, we're not. He said he changed the destination. Never mind. We're gonna land somewhere completely different, I guess. 12 of us aboard the escape pod launch into the emptiness of space. We were completely overwhelmed by the sights unfolding outside the windows, unable to speak. And then, we were just as overwhelmed by the beauty of the planet we'd made our exit from. That's the planet Futurum. The planet both humanity and the Futurians risked everything for. Its overwhelming majesty was so powerful that it seemed to consume all life and death. It was so beautiful that it made me feel afraid. The very next moment, my vision was instantaneously dazzled by a flash of light. The bombing had begun. The planet was enveloped by Xion's flames. Every last person residing on it burned to ash. This is the ending we chose. The very realization made me tremble and sob uncontrollably. In any other situation, I'll never forget this moment for the rest of my life. Right. In any other situation. Siri had said one last thing as the countdown drew nearer to the end in the schoolyard.
Yeah.
If it will help you make your new world, if you really need it, I'll help you. I'll help you live without your pain. What do you mean? Perhaps he's going to override our memories. Our memories? Already a new scenario for you in the infirmary before you're back. If you accept it, you will get all of your pain. Oh. So wait, are we just gonna restart 100 days somehow? Again? To be able to do this? You live a new life in this school. It may confuse you at first. Okay, yeah.
Oh.
But I'm sure you'll be able to live happily and joyfully, just like Xion wanted. But all those memories would be lies. Those are all memories that aren't real. If reality hurts too much, you can turn to fiction instead. You can live happily in a world of lies. There's no value in knowing what is or isn't true. What's important is how you feel and how you connect it to your future.
Yeah.
All this so that you can live happily ever after, hand in hand.
Oh.
I won't force you, of course. Think about it while you're on your way back. The light that had once been so bright it lit up the vacuum of space slowly began to fade. Oh, I see. What remained afterwards was a planet that looked completely unchanged, and yet it was entirely different. It was empty now. No elders, no youths, no children. All of them gone. If it's true that planets have minds of their own, I wonder what this one is thinking. Will it accept us after everything we've done? I don't know. I have no idea, but we have no choice but to live on. We're the ones who have to press on and believe in our decision. I've already made up my mind. Wow. That was interesting. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't seem too bad of an ending, honestly. I mean, if what Siri said is true, he's gonna try to help us forget everything that we've done, like torturing, or not torturing, but like killing all the citizens of this planet. So that's not too bad of an ending, but let's go ahead and skip the credits, see if we have anything else going on at all, or it's just going to be the, yeah. Wow. Oh, so we are going back to day one. Okay, so we're gonna completely restart the 100 days, or I guess not 100 days anymore. It's just going to be forever living on, but without our memories. I'm guessing from all the that fight in the war and everything. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut him off. Wow.
Where am I?
We really are back at the beginning. I came to with my head resting on a hard wooden desk. My head still felt fuzzy, and I tried to make sense of my surroundings.
A classroom?
Did I fall asleep on my desk? Is this my desk? How did I even get here? I don't remember a thing. Okay, yeah. So all of our memories from the planet before is completely gone. So we're restarting the whole 100 days once again. Just starting a brand new scenario, I guess. Like Siri said, a brand new scenario.
What happened to me?
Where we just coexist with the humans, both Hutrans and humans, and interbreed and start a brand new community of people. Looking around the classroom only brought more questions. Yeah, and there's no days left on the big clock up there. Several others at my own age were also here. Each of them slumped over a desk, just like I'd been a moment ago. Huh? And Eito has his eyes back. Huh? Where am I? Who are you guys? How did I get here? I'd never met any of them before. Judging from the uneasy glances they were all throwing around, nobody else seemed to know each other either. What is this place anyway? Some kind of messed up classroom? More importantly, I don't know why, but I can't remember anything. Huh? I don't remember anything either. All I know is the pretty girl next to me is my little sister. Where am I? Who am I? I'm in the same boat. All I can remember is that I'm a beautiful pro wrestler. Pro wrestler? So that's why she's dressed like that. Looks like everyone here has amnesia then. Amnesia? How are you so chill about it? I guess I just have that kind of personality. How bizarre. We gotta remember some parts of our personalities and characters. For me, I remember I was raised in a family of physicians, but nothing else. Physicians, wow, instead of assassins. I remember that I was really popular in class. Really? Shoma popular? Hell yeah. All I remember is how much I love humanity. He loves humanity? What does that even mean? Well, the thing about me is I was raised in your average family in an average way, so I don't really have anything in particular. Before the boy could finish, something interrupted him. Ding dong, a bing bong, everybody. Everybody stand ready to greet your commanding officer. Words appeared on the blackboard with the sudden chime of a bell. Huh? Greet your commanding officer? Someone say commanding officer. That's me. What is that? It's my pleasure to welcome you all to Last Defense Academy. Last Defense Academy? You were all transferred to this academy for a very special reason. Transferred? I have a mission for you to carry out here at your fine institution. There's something we need you to protect at all costs, and that is yourselves. We want you to protect yourselves. Ourselves? Yeah. You see, you are the final 12 survivors of an annihilated world. An annihilated world? Final survivors?
So you just have one important responsibility to handle here. You need to stay alive no matter what. You'll need to develop this planet and create a new civilization. You'll have to build this world from the ground up. You're free to develop facilities that can withstand environmental threats.
Wow.
Or even to grow new organisms using synthetic DNA. You'll make friends, fall in love, and sometimes maybe even fight with each other as you join hands and live caring lives. Yours is not to reason why. Yours is just to live your lives. Now get out there and live like you've never lived before!
Aw. Wow, so we are just starting a brand new thing of people, a brand new life. Brand new, I'm trying to think of the exact words that he mentioned earlier. New society, I'm just gonna say that. Ending 2. Reset. Welcome to Last Defense Academy. Wow. Reset. Complete the reset route. Cool. Alrighty, well that's another ending in the books. That makes 7 endings now. We just did this one. Ending 84. What was this one called? Mother Ocean or something like that? Yeah. Now we did reset route. And now the next one. Which one is this one? Allow Eito to rejoin the team. Okay, so this time, so at this point, Eito had, was this when Eito gouged out his eyes? Was this before Eito gouged out his eyes or after? I don't remember. But I guess we're going to be going back to the decision here and saying F you, Eito. Alright. Allow Ato to rejoin the team. Nah, we're good. Sorry, Ato. I'm pretty sure this was after he gouged out its eyes. Yeah. Sorry, Ato, but I just... I get it. You don't have to spell it out. Huh? What? My other senses have been greatly heightened now that I've lost my sense of sight. I already know what you're going to say next just from your general vibe. I can also sense how agonizing the decision is for you. So it is enough. You don't have to say anymore. I'm messing up his voice. I'm not interested in putting you in yet another painful position. Ato. You could blame me for not wanting me to join, right? Those glitched memories embedded in me may have been the root cause, but it doesn't change the fact that I chose to do what I did. But you destroyed your own eyes too. I did it because I wanted to, and certainly not to garner sympathy. I knew something like this wasn't going to be enough to regain your trust. I knew it wouldn't conveniently make us friends again. I knew all this, but I still couldn't help myself from holding out hope. I may lie to people on the outside, but I never lie to myself. It goes against my nature. Now that that's settled, if you allow this public nuisance to beat a hasty retreat. Retreat? Where? You're gonna leave? With your eyes like that? The invaders will get you. Your ugly concern is most gratifying, but there is no need to spare me any. Like I mentioned, my other senses have been greatly heightened. I expect to have no issues handling any invaders I come across. Also, this won't be my first time leaving the academy. I probably know more about the outside world than any of you. It's still too dangerous. Just because I don't want you back on the team doesn't mean I want to force you to leave the whole school. If you promise to stay in your cell and not interfere with any of us, you can stay. Have you forgotten this facility was built for the Special Defense Unit? It is no place for someone who doesn't belong. Am I right, Sire? Natsuki is correct. Anyone who not recognized as an ally is naturally viewed as a dangerous element. An element that can only work to our detriment and never to our benefit. Therefore, he must leave. Damn. So we're kind of like, well, no, we're kind of like shunning him away, which sucks, man. Because I mean, he's really good in battle and everything. I mean, I do like his character. I mean, other than the whole I hate humanity stuff. That makes it easier for me to get over my feelings too. Now that I no longer have to put up with your unbearable voice and smell. You little piece of chicken shit. Always the same right down to the end, eh? I shall be responsible for seeing you off. I expect you haven't gotten used to your newfound blindness yet, and may need a little bit of help getting around. It is my duty and obligation as your commanding officer. The commanding officer has spoken. The rest of you can just stay put. No, I could see your hideous mugs even if you did come. Besides, there is something I need to speak about in private with Sari before I leave. With me? Or with me? If you don't mind, consider it my last wish. Very well. You may tell me along the way. You are still considered a member of the Special Defense Unit while on school grounds. Thank you. Very much obliged.
This is goodbye. Forever. You miserable freaks. And you may not think me sincere when I say this, but I pray from the bottom of my heart that you will win this war. Good luck.
I don't know why I'm getting emotional here. After that, under Siri's guidance, I made my way carefully through last month's academy in total darkness. Oh. Are we in Ato's perspective? No? Wow, we are. Here are a few days worth of rations as a farewell gift from me. Wow, just surprisingly thoughtful coming from someone who only really cares about victory. Continue conversing with Siri as I walked next to him in darkness. May have been the first time we had ever spoken at leisure. Manifestation of guilt for embedding those glitches into my brain. Defects were inevitable. The brain, especially the human brain, it's a complicated organ no one completely understands yet. It was no mean feat getting everyone combat ready with the limited time and resources available to us. There was no time for multiple rounds of tests or verifications, although we did conduct an endless amount of simulations. Yet even with that, out came someone like me. I don't know what to call this but destiny. After Siri and I finished talking, I left Last Defense Academy behind. I remained cautious of my bedarkened surroundings as I moved through the city ruins, using my feet to feel the rubble. Even though I had proudly declared that I could handle myself, moving around in total darkness was still rather mentally straining. Darkness. 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 Everywhere I went, I was greeted by pure, unadulterated darkness, with not a speck of light to be found. I couldn't be sure what was on the road ahead of me. Did anyone come see me off, even though I said there was no need? Maybe someone watched me walking away from school until they could see me no more. No, that's not possible. What am I hoping for? Nobody there cares about me. I'm nothing but a traitor, bug to betray. But then again, this show reflected the repulsiveness of its creator, mankind itself. Now it's equally repulsive for allowing them to lead me by the nose all this time. By the time I realized that, it was way too late to do anything about it. I kept walking. My destination was second to Last Defense Academy. Siri had given me directions on how to get there when I left. He said it would give me a place to hide from inclement weather, and that there were probably leftover rations there as well. Siri likely told the others I would be heading there. Once they learn I won't be ending up in a ditch somewhere. Those who had been even the tiniest bit concerned about my welfare would surely be able to breathe easier. Personally, I'd rather they not feel a single shred of guilt even if anything should happen to me. They didn't chase me out. I decided on my own that I would leave. Although Siri had given me directions, wandering through the ruins without sight, I couldn't tell for the life of me whether I was going in the right direction. But if I wanted to keep going, I had to put faith in the path I had drawn up in my mind. There's also one more thing keeping me going. I wanted to witness how things would turn out for the others on day 100. They were special to me, even if we didn't manage to become friends. To someone like me, who used to be disgusted at the mere thought of having to coexist with hideous humans, I now knew they were just fake memories implanted into me. Still, those were people with whom I had spent a staggering amount of time. Aww. Even after discovering they were actually empty inside, that everything had been lies built on lies, they still chose to support each other and blaze a trail through destiny. There's nothing we could trust, nothing we could lean on. Fake memories, fake goals, fake backgrounds, fake families, fake friends, fake love, and fake hatred. Empty vessels made of fabricated falsehoods. That was all we were. What could such people even believe in? Yet they chose to believe in each other and to fight for each other to the end. Their revolting appearance, smell, and voices still disgusted me to no end, but the feeling of camaraderie they shared was as real as they come. Watching them had made me forget all I had done and start wishing I could be a part of that too. Oh, it does make me emotional, I don't know why. But they weren't naive. Gouging my eyes out as a show of my commitment was never going to be enough to convince them to let a repeat traitor like me onto the team. I had been ready to face rejection, but deep down, for just a short fleeting moment, I entertained the thought that they might forgive me after all. Such an indulgent thought that was. When had I become so naive? But now was not the time to dwell on such thoughts. I had to focus on walking. I'd arrive somewhere as long as I kept going. All I could do now was keep walking and pray that I would eventually reach the second campus. Pray? No God would listen to the prayers of an empty shell like me. Phew. Darkness clung to me. From the skies above to the ground below, all I could see was unadulterated darkness. No gradients, no flickering, just plain blackness. I read in the book that humans invented fire out of their fear of the darkness of the night. When I read that, I mocked them as weaklings in my mind. The birth of fire led to the birth of war. Humans would burn themselves up in the very same fire they sought. There would have been peace had they not created such a thing and simply endured the darkness of night. How weak and hideous. I remember thinking that once. Now, however, I knew how wrong I had been. It was not that they feared the night or failed to endure darkness. They were afraid to not have light by their side, for light represented hope itself. And these eyes of mine would never see light again. Why was I feeling sad about that, when I utterly despised everything I saw in this world? Day 80, huh? Oh, this place. After a few days of non-stop walking, I stepped into a facility that felt all too familiar to me. Right, this is... It would appear that I managed to reach second to last Defense Academy, after all. To be honest, I was beginning to wonder if Siri had deliberately given me the wrong directions. I guess he's not as wicked as I have imagined. And I actually drifted in the direction of the cafeteria once I was inside. The layout of the school was almost exactly the same as the other one, like I had been told. This place would shield me from the elements as I waited out the remaining days. There would be no fighting. I only had to wait here in safety until the missiles were launched and everything was over. But there were over 10 days left. I'd have to live in darkness until then. Or, there was a faster way to end things. I opened the heavy bag I had been carrying and traced my finger along with what was inside. I knew what it was even though I couldn't see it. An undying flame bomb Siri had developed. Ooh. What is that? German? 99 Schlecht Natur, 1 dir et wirklich Garnut, kennt dir et in Lecture en Nadin Ausluen en Dunsen Egal. I don't know what any of that means. If y'all know what it means, let me know down in the comments. Activated using human anima and powerful enough to take out even Veshness. This miniaturized version was still more than capable of reducing a human body to ashes. Skin, bones, hair, everything would disappear. If Veshness comes for you, I'd like to use this before she absorbs your cryptoglobin. That's what Siri said when he handed this to me. However, I was not able to discern his true agenda. Did he really want me to blow myself up and take out Veshness with me, or was he simply giving me a tool to euthanize myself like an animal? There you are. I ran my finger over the detonator. Everything would end when I press this button while infusing human anima into it. I'll be freed from it all. Free from my fake memories, false hatred, and empty existence. Free from the man called Eito Atsuki.
Press it. Come on. It's all you have to do. Why can't you just press it?
My finger wouldn't respond, no matter how loudly and harshly I berated myself, sorry. Even though I knew pushing the button was all I needed to do to be freed from this pain, I still couldn't do it. Wanting to witness how things turned out for the Special Defense Unit was merely an excuse. The actual reason I couldn't do it was because... When I realized that what this feeling was, I had to laugh, despite myself. I was afraid. Afraid, fearful, spooked, daunted, anxious, just scared stiff. Death frightened me even when I had nothing to live for. How could I not laugh at the irony of that? Death was no different from a life without purpose. Yet I feared it. I put the bomb on the floor, my hands trembling. Then I sat down on the floor as well and leaned against the wall. As I did, the fatigue from the few days of walking got to me and I felt groggy all of a sudden. My consciousness disconnected into silent darkness. Wouldn't it be nice if death visited me now? So that I would simply slip into an eternal slumber, never to awaken again? But no, I'll never be allowed to enjoy such a peaceful end. 2 days later. Oh, what the? What was that? An unfamiliar voice screaming. I knew something was wrong when I woke up to that. I could always pretend like nothing had happened, but my feet were already moving in that direction of the screams. As I ran, the smell of fire was so intense it was burning my nose. It was the stench of fighting. The screaming was coming from multiple people. Were they trying to get away from something? Oh. I ran into the schoolyard and focused my hearing on what was happening outside the school. Are these the Futurins? Are these the same kids from the second scenario ending 1? I can't really see much. I can see a little bit of the face on that middle one right there. I can tell that she has brownish orange hair, I think. But I can't see the faces at all of the other ones. Huh. I could hear multiple sets of footsteps getting closer. Since I couldn't see their exact location, I simply waved in the general direction of the sound. Over here! I kept waving. That seemed to work. The frantic footsteps became louder and louder. I raised my hands to indicate that I wasn't holding any weapons. As I did, the approaching group stopped a distance away from me. They were panting hard, as if they had been running for a long time. Wait a minute. Who are these people? Definitely not the Special Defense Unit. Are they natives of this planet? Were you being chased? By whom? Nobody answered me. I didn't even know if we spoke the same language. Couldn't have been Takumi or the others chasing them, so... Invaders? You can hide here if you want. This place was destroyed a while ago. It's unlikely anyone would come looking for you here. Still no response, but I could sense they were listening to me. The cafeteria here is stocked with more than enough food for all of us. The mystery group wasn't moving at all. I didn't even hear them whispering among themselves. They were probably communicating with each other non-verbally. Or maybe, they're trying to decide who would get to attack me first. After all, to the natives of this planet, I was the invader. In case you haven't noticed, I'm blind. I don't know how many of you are here and obviously won't be able to attack you. Still no response. Anyway, I'm heading back inside. Follow me if you intend to hide here. I'll hide there. I turned my back on the mystery group and started walking. I was completely defenseless. If they killed me, they could have this hiding spot all to themselves. Yet they followed after me politely. When I staggered, they would even stop and wait out of consideration for me. One step at a time, I went further into the building with a hand on the wall, taking care to use a route that could not be seen from the outside. Finally, I found myself back in the cafeteria with the mystery group in tow. This place should be safe. You can eat anything you find here. After that, I went back to my usual spot and sat down again. Where's my bag? I remember I left it here. I felt around the floor next to me with my right hand for the bag that contained the undying flame bomb. Where was it? Where could it be? Something heavy suddenly fell into my lap. Someone had placed something there. I gingerly touched it with my fingertips. It was my bag. You found it for me? I asked my surroundings, but received no response like always. I then put the bag on my shoulders so that I would never lose it again. Leaning against the wall, I let my hearing take over. I heard the sound of rummaging for food. It didn't seem like they were interested in attacking me for now. It was likely they would leave once the enemies that were after them went away. Then I would be back to waiting for day 100 here, all alone, so that I could witness the ending that everyone made for themselves. Sometime later, I heard the sound of a can being opened. I guess they decided to eat the food that was there. They sat a cautious distance away but were still close enough to keep an eye on me. I hope they got to eat something they liked, at least. Since I couldn't see, I couldn't even choose the kind of food I wanted to eat. That reminded me of the 5 cans of pickled fish I had to eat in a row last night. Aw. I inadvertently nodded off even though I haven't been feeling particularly sleepy. And thus, I fell asleep while being surrounded by an unknown number of natives. Perhaps it was because I felt no animosity from them. I could sense they were friends as they huddled closely together to eat and rest in this unknown place. Maybe they were sharing their favorite foods with each other. Maybe they were exchanging jokes with each other so quietly that I couldn't hear. Whatever it is, the atmosphere was like a comfortable blanket over my body, warming me up and making me sleepy. Like something I once had myself, up until a short while ago. How did I not realize sooner what a beautiful thing that had been? Late that night. Somebody was shaking my shoulders. I sensed that I had been surrounded by a few people who were looking down at me. Oh. We actually see your face. Okay, that's a unique face. Are we gonna be seeing that again at some point in another ending, maybe? What is it?
Why are you here?
It was the voice of a child, a young girl, who seemed to be about 8 to 9. A native of this planet, a Futuran child. Thinking back, I realized I had never met anyone from this planet before, neither during any defense battles nor when I was with Veshinus. Had they been isolated from the war? Maybe in a shelter of sorts like the Tokyo residential complex?
Why are you alone?
The girl asked again. As she was speaking as their representative, they were likely a group of children. I could sense wariness in her tone of voice. It was as if this was a tense cross-examination and my response would determine their next course of action. Well, one thing led to another and I wasn't allowed to stay with my friends anymore. That's why I came here by myself. Why? What happened? I did something bad and ended up hurting the others. That's why I can't stay with them anymore. Upon hearing me say something bad, the girl took one step back, an astute decision. Were you forced out? No, I went away of my own free will. It's still too dangerous. Just because I don't want you back on the team doesn't mean I won't want to force you to leave the whole school. If you promise to stay in your cell and not interfere with any of us, you can stay. It was so like Takumi to say that. In fact, his words made me waver for a brief moment. I wanted to cling to those words, to selfishly feel like I had been forgiven. But it was pointless for me to stay. I don't belong there. I can never, ever forgive myself for doing the unforgivable to them. That's why I had to leave. You can't go back anymore? No, I can't go back anymore. That's why I'm here. Well, what about you? Were you being chased by something? At that, I could hear murmuring from behind the girl. They seemed to be discussing whether or not to reveal the answer to me. We can't go back either. Why not?
Because we broke our promise.
She sounded so very sad. I didn't know what the other Fusions looked like, having only seen the commanders. But it seemed like they felt sadness, the same way we did. What promise did you break? We were told not to go outside, but we all went anyway because we thought we'd be okay. But we got lost and ended up in an unfamiliar place. Monsters kept chasing us and we got farther and farther away from home. And that was how you ended up here? I think she must have nodded. There are other people living on the planet besides the commanders and invaders. At the very least, these children probably had nothing to do with the war. Since they were being pursued, they were likely targets as well. They were targets, even though they had no way of fighting back, unlike us. You don't know how to go back? How to go back? No. There should be a map somewhere in this facility. If you can find it, you may be able to find a way back home. I wish I could help you look for it, but as you can see, I won't be very helpful in that department. So feel free to look for it yourselves. The children other than the girl in front of me immediately scattered about in all directions, likely taking my advice to look for the map. There had to be a map somewhere around since maps were indispensable for warfare. They would surely find one if they split up. And once they did, they were likely to depart by tomorrow, leaving me alone here to wait for the end of myself. I heard a soft thud next to me, an indication that the girl in front had moved to sit down next to me. She was so close that I could touch her. If I just stretched my hand out, you're being way too trusting here, Missy. Or maybe she felt like I posed no danger because I couldn't see.
No chance of forgiveness.
Huh? Oh, you mean me? Yeah. Aren't you sad you can't go back? Nah, it's too late for me. Why? Good question. Because the mistake I made was too big to be atoned for. Nobody will forgive me. That's why I can't go back. Okay. She started chomping down ravenously on an open can of food. Most likely, these children simply wanted to take a peek at what was going on outside and had not planned to end up so far away from home. The possibility of not being able to make it back would have never occurred to them, since they broke their promise to the adult out of mere curiosity.
Maybe we won't be forgiven too.
No. She wondered out loud as she ate her food. Not being able to make it home was not the only worry on these children's minds. They also feared that, like me, they wouldn't be allowed back into the fold again. I could immediately think of a number of encouraging statements I had gleaned from the books that I had read, but then I would be lying to them, something I was averse to doing to these children. However, that also meant that I now had nothing comforting to say to her. being someone unforgiven myself. In the end, I simply kept quiet, and she too said nothing more after that. When the children who had gone searching returned, they huddled back together. Their whispering voices eventually became softer and softer until everyone fell asleep. With a hand on the bottom of my lap, I eventually drifted into slumber as well. The next morning.
Wake up!
Huh? I jolted awake when I felt my arm being tugged on. What happened? Come with us! The children were already awake, but something was clearly wrong. They were as panicked as they had been when they first came here. They pulled me outside second to last defense academy. As I felt the wind on my skin, I could also smell the scent of blood mixed with it. Oh, look there! I'm sorry, but I can't see. I felt her hand that had been pulling me along suddenly let go, as if she had forgotten that I was blind. Can you describe what's going on? The monsters are coming this way. I think they've realized there are people here. How many? Too many to count. Some of the children were shouting while others were trying to calm themselves down. Some started crying and others got angry. Nobody had expected this to happen. They left their home without thinking too deeply about the consequences. It likely never crossed their minds that leaving was tantamount to breaking their promise. Now they regretted it. They wished they had never left. Now that they were facing the grim reality of death, they were starting to give up. They resigned themselves to the possibility that they might die without ever being forgiven. Did you find it? What? The way home. Yes, we found a map. But there's no point, we still can't go back. Why not? Because of the monsters, or because you might not be forgiven for breaking your promise? No answer. Perhaps it was a little bit of both. How about this? I'll hold those monsters back, and you guys run away at once you find an opening. That isn't going to work. You can't fight. Hey, you give me too little credit. I'm actually pretty strong and I even have a weapon. But you can't see. I'll make it work somehow. Anyway, can you do what I just said?
But we broke our promise. Everyone must be so mad at us.
The sound of rumbling and stomping became louder and louder even as we spoke. I didn't need to use my enhanced hearing to know this was clearly a large army. Not as many as the ones we had faced in our defensive battles, but more than enough to cause a group of helpless children to despair. Time was quickly running out. I had to convince these children to flee right now. Listen, I won't say everything will be fine. Huh? That'd be really irresponsible of me since I have no idea if you'll be forgiven for what you did. Instead, I'll tell you something I want you to remember. Words from the bottom of my heart, or words from the bottom of my heart, from a person whose life is based on made-up memories, goals, and grudges. Feelings I hadn't been able to convey until now.
Forgiveness isn't something dispensed on the spot, but based on the actions you choose to take after the mistake. So the most important thing is, what will you do from now on?
So,
if you want forgiveness, work hard to gain it, instead of dwelling on your mistakes. While there's still time for you to redeem yourself.
What do we do from now on?
I took out my infuser and drove it into my chest. There were likely no commanders among the approaching swarm. I could take a group of minions by myself. Now go!
But what about you?
I said go! I shouted at them angrily. The girl bolted at my command and the other children quickly followed. Their little footsteps eventually faded into the distance. Good. Get as far away as you can. This strategy of mine wouldn't work otherwise. The next thing I heard was heavy stomping, indicating the invaders were marching ever closer. I gripped my weapon tightly and waited for them to get close. They would be pleasantly surprised to find me here. It was quite likely they would prefer to hunt a planet invader like me over native children. Children wouldn't be pursued, they would be safe as long as I could keep the enemies here. Well, here goes nothing. Ha! Oop. I sense my class weapon tearing the enemy apart with a swing. Good. Let me follow that up with right, left, front, back. The invaders started attacking non-stop. Whenever I felt something hit my body, I would swing my weapon in that direction. It worked because it guaranteed I would hit something. I kept repeating this while moving around. However... Well, this is a shame. I thought it would have lasted longer than this. I underestimated the sheer force of their numbers. The school invaders lunged at me as one when I left myself open after an attack. My class armor protected me, but it had its limits. Since my data had been removed from the revival-matic again, I would be killed for real if I continued fighting. But I couldn't let them kill me. They would continue chasing the children if they did. I had to take out every last invader here and now if I wanted the children to be safe. But why? Just my pride, I suppose. Even I had my pride. Ending a defective life by using it to protect someone else wasn't that bad of an idea. Although my efforts to gain forgiveness came a tad bit too late, I was still a former member of the Special Defense Unit. That said, I also knew I was fighting a losing battle. At my current strength, I couldn't fight this many enemies at once. Couldn't even be proper bait or stall for time. Only one thing left to do then. A concerted attack knocked my class weapon out of my hand. Now you've done it. It's getting beat up. The invaders surrounded me, now defenseless, and started battering me with all their might. Excruciating pain rippled through my body, despite the protection of the class armor. I thought I might lose consciousness before death paid me a visit. The weight on top of me became heavier and heavier. More and more invaders were piling on me, so that they might kill me. That'll do. That'll do just fine. It's time.
It's time.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Oh, no. I reached inside the bag I had been shielding with my body and touched the button that would detonate the bomb.
Huh?
The answer to your question is yes, that is indeed possible. But what would even be the point? Very well. I assume I get to choose which memories to implant. Even though all that does is deepen the emptiness in your heart, well, it certainly won't stop you if that is what you want. I would have preferred for you to become a proper war asset instead of whatever this is. That is my honest opinion. Oh, so did Siri get rid of his memories? And maybe implant new ones? Maybe? I asked Siri for a favor back then. He took me to the infirmary and carried out the requested procedure. Memory manipulation. Gotcha. At first, I thought about asking him to erase all my memories. Everything would be gone. Sadness, anger, remorse, everything. But it was only right for me to die as my own self. My own buggy, corrupted, and defective self. I was the burden I had to bear until the bitter end. So I made that selfish request. Aww. Aww. He had Siri implant happy memories. With Dadumi and Kyoshika there. Kurata's back. Oh, and there's Ato on the far right. Wow. Oh, man. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. For non-existent memories. Memories of me having, memories of me having a great time with everyone, while being aware of the duplicity of these memories, that they were all lies. Yet here I was right now, surrounded by the warmth and happiness I felt back then. Aww.
Takumi, everyone. It's unfortunate I won't get to witness how things turn out for you. But I'm praying for your victory. No, actually, I'm praying for your happiness. From the bottom of my heart.
Aww. Aww. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that one got me. I'm not gonna lie. That one got me. That definitely got me. It's crazy because, like, you get to know Eito as this crazy person that hates humanity, and then in the second scenario, Royale, he redeems himself for all that he is. It's not his fault that he was like that. It was a glitch in the system that caused him to be that way. And then in this Royale right here, we really do see his true feelings. He's not around Takumi or anybody else. We see his true feelings in regards to how he's feeling about Takumi and the others. Wow. Let's go and skip the rest of that. Ending number 3. Goodbye, Eito route. Praying for your happiness. Wow. Crap, dude. Goodbye, Eito. Complete the Goodbye, Eito route. Wow. Oh, that makes 9 endings. Wow, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. It's kind of crazy how we went from a freaking stupid ending from this freaking Mother Ocean to something that's satisfying. Like I can definitely see this playing out well, to just a sad freaking ending, dude. Ending 88, or sorry, not ending 88, ending 3. Wow. I'm telling you, Eito really redeemed himself in the game. I mean, when he first revealed himself as freaking an insane person that hated humanity, I was a bit iffy about him, but ever since we completed the second scenario and then now seeing this Goodbye Eito route, wow, wow. Wow, and everybody's blacked out except for Eito. Wow. Those are gonna be. I think that's gonna be it for all the endings in this episode. We're about an hour and 7 minutes into this episode. I think we'll go ahead and go for another one. Not for an ending, but we'll at least get started on another ending. And that's gonna be when we decide to reject humanity, I believe. Because we figured out everything that's going on, that we don't have, our memories that we have are fake, they weren't ever real, so we say F humanity, forget about humanity, and we're not going to fight for them anymore. Let's go ahead, we're going to hop onto this one. We're not going to do it all right now, but we will hop onto it and see where this takes us, because yeah, wow. But I'm not gonna lie to you though, y'all. That Goodbye Eito route, it did get me a little bit. I mean, it didn't get me as bad as the second scenario ending, the ending 1, but it got me. It got me emotional for sure. Alrighty, well, because everything we know from the TRC is not real, we decide we're gonna forget about humanity and not even worry about them. Let humanity die. We'll get started on this one. We're not going to do it all in this episode. Humanity played us all for fools. They implanted fake memories and made us massacre this planet's people. They kept us in the dark and used us as like weapons, making sure they keep their own hands clean. What humanity is doing is evil, and I refuse to continue fighting on their behalf. You're sure about this, Takumi? Yeah, I'm done with meaningless killings. It's time we graduate from being humanity's puppets. Sounds good to me. I'm behind you all the way, Takumi. This might mean the end for humanity, but Karma's a bitch, right? Karma's a bitch. You know, I still dream of my family sometimes, but those memories are all fake. I can't forgive them for messing with my mind like that. I'm sure the humans had their reasons, but the way this whole thing went down, it makes me sick. And I'm fed up. I'm done being a cog in their war machine. I agree. Kaku and I have suffered too much already. Using us like disposable weapons. It's unacceptable any way you cut it. Yeah, I feel the same. I'm with you guys. What about you, Nozomi? Are you okay with betraying your kind? Yeah, I'm sticking with you. I'm just as angry at humanity as you are.
Yeah.
So, that's your decision. Yes, we won't submit ourselves to the humans any longer. This is our choice to make, the first real choice we've made in our entire lives. We decided to trust our own judgment, even if it meant turning our backs on the humans on the artificial satellite. I guess that's that then. I'll respect your decision. After all, continuing this war against your will would be impossible. The project to transplant humans into another planet is officially suspended as of now. Humanity's fate is sealed. Don't look so remorseful. I must say that I'm touched by your determination. How is it that you were able to cultivate such conviction when you were born less than 80 days ago? In a way, I suppose that belief is proof of how much you've grown here at Last Defense Academy. Siri. I hadn't expected Siri to agree to our decision so easily. He wasn't just as cold and heartless robot after all. There's warm affection for us somewhere deep in his circuits. That said, I must activate your self-destruct devices now. Well, shit. Huh? What was all that crap about respecting your wishes then? This is an automatic failsafe to ensure humanity's safety. You will all be executed as rebels. And swiftly destroying me will not work. Detonating device has been improved. It's much faster than it was before. We should have known better than to believe anything Siri said. He literally lives for humanity. There's no way he would accept our decision without a fight. Was this the end? For a moment, I really thought it was, but then... Nothing's happening. Something was right. It didn't seem like anything was happening. What the? What's going on? I expected you would try to kill us, but it still caught me out by surprise. It's a good thing I thought ahead and destroyed the detonation transmitter in the war room. Wow. GG's to Ato. Of course, blocking the signals to the detonation protocol would prevent it from activating. But when did you... While you were all struggling over your moral dilemma, I've actually been getting some work done, night after night. It wasn't easy, but I'd say the results speak for themselves, wouldn't you? Like I said, I knew Siri would try to blow us up. Rebellious soldiers destined for the guillotine. That's how an army works. A rational decision for a commanding officer to make in order to preserve discipline. Makes me sick, but it makes total sense. As for what comes next, would you do the honors, Takumi? He needn't have asked. I took out my infuser. It would be easy to destroy Siri here and now using my hemoanima. What I needed now wasn't power, but determination. The determination to not look back after killing Siri. No need to hesitate, Samino. You're in the right. I apologize for the terrible things I've done. This is where the evil commander makes his graceful exit. Swing your sword and cut your puppet strings.
Do it. Assert your freedom as a real, independent human being.
Wow. Siri's kind of on and off of this. Siri's kind of bipolar. But I guess, I don't know. It could just be the thoughts of what the humanity's thinking, because I'm hearing all this, right? The thoughts of what humanity is hearing, and that's what's making them like pissed off and go off the deep end. So my class armor, I stepped forward with my sword in hand, and then I cut my enemy down. I sliced him clean in two. Siri's remains fell to the floor and laid there motionlessly. Now there really was no turning back. Goodbye forever, Siri. You've done your job, so rest well. Thank you for talking to me, for giving me a sense of self. Shun knelt down next to Siri's remains and quietly offered up a prayer. I had no idea what to say. After all, Siri was almost like a parent to Shion. And yet, I killed Siri before his very eyes. You don't have to grimace like that. I think this is for the best. Now you're all free. Nothing can make me happier than that. Shion, you got away with words, you know that? Such commendable spirit. I think I might cry. What's the big deal? Just cry if you need to. At any rate, Takumi, what should I do now? When should I join Siri in his rest? I knew we wouldn't have much time left with Shion now that we'd chosen this path. If Shion survived to day 100, the omnidirectional attack would reduce the surface of this planet to ash. But even so, please, keep living for as long as possible. We still need the wall of fire. And more importantly, your family. However much time you have left, I want us to spend it together. Aw. We couldn't be together with Shion through the day 100. There's no guarantee the others would survive until then either. So it's all the more important to cherish each moment we could still spend together. And if the smiles on everyone's face were to be believed, they all felt the same. We turned into humanity's public enemy number one, but we had each other, family we could trust. So I knew we would be alright. We could do this together. As long as we stayed the course, we would eventually seize the happy ending we all had been looking for. Aw. Day 78. Ding dong or bing bong, everybody.
Get ready! By the way, prepare! Be ready to give your life.
Even with Sarah gone, his announcements keep playing. Of course, the recordings. I started to wonder if I'd made a mistake. As usual, when left alone, I ended up overthinking things, including whether or not I was truly capable of protecting everyone in the days ahead. Wonder who that is. Alrighty, y'all. I think this will probably be a good place to end things here for now, then. I don't want to get into this ending. If it is longer, I don't know if it's longer or not, or if it's shorter, I don't know. But I'm just gonna play it safe and just go ahead and end off this episode. We already got 3 endings in this episode, so I think that's a good place to end it here. It's gonna be a bit of a shorter episode, but hopefully I don't mind that. There's 100 endings to go in this game, man. There's gonna be shorter episodes. There's gonna be longer episodes. There's just gonna be a whole bunch of stuff going on in this playthrough. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and hit that like button, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Become a royalty today. We'd love to have you in our community. Anyways, guys, in the next episode, we'll go ahead and continue on with the Reject Humanity route and go from there. So once again, thank you guys so very much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next episode. See y'all then.